Hey guys, welcome back. This is part two of our navigating a Linux system. And last time we got together, we talked about the terminal and what it was. We also looked at the user, how to indicate who the user is, and then the name of the actual host or server that you're in. And of course, this tilde symbol to indicate that you are in the home directory. And we learned our first command, pwd, which gives us our present working directory, which is home/live user. Okay, now today I want to go back to the change directory command. So we're going to learn to navigate a little bit here. So let's first of all go to ls and list our directories that are in this particular directory, live user. You can do an ls, or as we talked about before, ls -l gives us a long list. Okay. I like using this just because it indicates whether it's a directory or file right here in the beginning. A D indicating directory. If it were just a file, it'd be a dash right there, like a hyphen. It also gives us permissions, which will be its own separate video. Gives us ownership, which again, another separate video, file size and date created. Okay, so the shortcut to ls-l is just ll. You can do that as well. And that'll bring you to a long list of your different directories. Okay, another good useful command is the word clear. Clear will do just that, clear your screen and give you a nice fresh working space. All right, so pwd, ls or ll. We also have cd to change back and forth. Now what I want to do is show you something here. So if we do cd and we go desktop, which we happen to know is a directory, we are now in the desktop directory. So question, how do we go back one level? Okay, because if you remember, our present working directory last time was just home live user. Now we've gone into desktop. So if I want to go back from desktop to live user, there's a quick way to do that. Just cd space ... That'll bring you back to where you were. You can notice here with the tilde sign. Okay, so that's something that you can use to sort of navigate around on the command line. So practice those few things and just go back and forth until you're used to it and feel comfortable with it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to dive into some skills really quick, only because we need to create some files and some directories so that we can move around and look at other things, because there's nothing in here right now, right? All right, so from our home, we are going to, now something to keep in mind, when you create a directory, whatever you create will place itself within the directory from which you're creating. What I mean by that is we are now in our home directory. So if I make a directory here, it's going to be in this pathing right here, okay? It'll make sense in a second. To make a directory, you do mk, which is make, dir, make directory. Again, like I mentioned before, Linux is kind of, it's kind of intuitive to a degree. So make directory, space, we're going to make a directory called bands. And if you're following along, do this and hit enter. Okay, let's long list to double check and confirm. Now you can see bands is part of this directory, and that's what I meant earlier by where you create, where you're making the directory will show up under that particular directory. Let's go ahead and cd into bands. Okay, we are now in the new directory called bands. There should be nothing in there because we just created it. See, total 0. All right, how do I go back to the home? Well, you could do cd and do a tilde. That'll bring you back there, right? Let's go back to bands. Or you could do cd space ... to bring us back a level. Okay, clear. We're going to come back to that. All right, so again, long list. There's the directory called bands. Let's change directory into bands and take a look. Nothing in there. All right. The last thing we're going to do now is make some files in here. Now, we're not going to create any content in the files. We're going to create a file that has a name, and that's it for now. Okay. So there are multiple ways to create files. The quick and easy way is a command called touch space, and we'll give a band name. We'll say Metallica, right? Touch Metallica. let's long list the directory bands now. And you're going to see there is a file indicated by the fact that there is a hyphen here and not a D, where my cursor is. And there it is, Metallica. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the file Metallica. Are you ready for that? Next command, cat, which is a short for concatenate. And the name of the file. And it should have nothing because we haven't created anything. All right, now, how do we go back to one directory? We can go cd space ... We're back home. Let's long list. And there we go. That's enough for today. You learned a lot. We talked about how to move around a little bit using cd, how to list the files within a directory, how to look at your present working directory to see where you're at. We also learned how to make a directory, and we learned how to make a file. Pretty cool. Next time we get together, we'll do the same thing. We'll do a quick review, and then we'll actually add some content to that file and begin working that. So if you have any questions, place them in the comments. I'll answer them. Thank you.